We have said in the past how we make sales locally and out of state, and we also show you how we make sales on eBay and the technique that we use to make sales there. But TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and even YouTube are also a great way for you to advertise your services. Well, today we will talk about how we seal this big project and how certain picture shots can bring you a lot of leads and make you money. We will also discuss our marketing strategy that almost never fails. And of course, we will show you the process on how we work on big decal projects like this. So let's get started. But first, let me invite you guys to watch the whole video, and if you like it, give us that like and turn on your notification bell so you are notified whenever we upload our next video. Thank you very much.
Hey RDI, welcome back to another episode. Today we are taking some measurements for a future project. But yeah, for today we are taking some measurements from the windows, and that way we get an idea of how much material we're gonna use and give our customer an estimate about how much it's gonna be for the installation and everything. And that's what we're doing right now. So we basically brought just like the tools, measuring tapes and all that, just to get an idea to measure it. But pretty much that's all we're gonna do right now. And after this, then we're gonna work on estimate and just give the customer an idea of how much it will cost for everything. So let's start taking the measurements. So basically all we gotta do, just measure like the both dimensions, I guess. Like right now I've measured 43, and then by I think it's like 55 tall. Although we're not gonna cover the whole window, we're just gonna do part of it, but we actually want to get the right measurements. That way he gets a better idea of how big the letters will be. I mean, it is a done project. The only one that's in question is the image on the last window. He wants like a picture of I guess a beer and some letters, which our machine won't be able to do. But I think we're gonna outsource the image. We're gonna get it from somewhere, and that's the reason we also came here, to get an idea of what he wants. But I guess we have what we needed. Now it's time to go home and work on the estimate, and yeah.
So this is the sample that we send the customer of how it might look like after installation, even though he makes some changes and now he wants this image. But we only charge him $690. Wait, what? That's right. Do you guys remember all these projects? I'm sure you do. We already streamed these episodes in our channel. Some of them are really old episodes. Well, it turns out this guy has recently opened a restaurant business, but forgot our phone number. But he is following us in our social media on Facebook and saw one of our sales posts because this picture grabbed his attention, and it was exactly what he needed: a door and a window sign. And this same picture has also sealed other deals, like this one, which is a pending episode, by the way. But before we continue, I want to talk about the power of the message. We have noticed that certain picture shots bring more leads than other, like this old picture from this car magnet that has sealed a lot of project for us. And our conclusion is that when people get a clear visual message of what you're selling, like these two pictures that made us a lot of money, they are most likely to buy the product from you. But what do these two pictures have in common? If you pay attention, the one on the left is clearly a vinyl sign on a door because we took it while we were removing the transfer. And the one on the right is a removable sign for a car or a car magnet. And how do they know? Well, the hand pulling it apart of the sign away from the car indicates that. So that is our conclusion. Take pictures that clearly indicates what you're selling. But before we continue, let me remind you guys to give us a like if you're liking this video, and also turn on your notification bell to get notified when we upload a video. So let's continue. So after we got approved, we start cutting the design, and we're gonna use the Graphtec CE 6060 and Oracle 651 for our vinyl. Remember to add your weeding boxes when doing big designs like this. And for art transfer, we're gonna be using the Art Tape Clear Choice AT75. All right, it is time to combine the layers and we're gonna do dry application. This is the trickiest method we do because we cannot use rapid tag. It has to be dry application, and as you notice, Saul already matched both of the little registrations there. And as you know, we try to avoid using the R tape, the AT75, because it is a high tag, and we want to remove this. Then I believe we're gonna add the AT75 at the end.
Here's one thing I want to point out with the method that we are doing right now. It works better if you have like a thicker layer of vinyl. Like I'll show you that in a second. Like this one here is thicker, so the red is going to stay on top of the white one, and it'll be easier to remove the transfer. It's a lot harder when you don't have that. That's one of the things that you gotta keep in mind when doing something like this, okay?
Well, it's two layers, so it's easier when you remove it. Like he says, because we have had only added one layer, dry application, and it is harder to remove it. But this one, you saw how it quick. And another key for that is using a low tag transfer, the AT60 or 65.
It's one or the other, and it doesn't really matter that much. I mean,
and now, and now we're gonna do the bottom one too. It's the green one. So these are all the decals we're gonna use for this project. And if you're a member VIP in our YouTube, there is a video available for you to watch on how we price decals. So now let's go do the installation. All right, so we're, as you can see, we got the crew here and we're about to take off. So we got Nacho driving and Saul in the back. He's been bad, so he's grounded. No, I'm just kidding. We're heading to work, and hopefully it's not windy. It looks nice so far, but just in case, we always like to bring the stickers combined just in case the weather gets bad and we have to just apply it and leave. But it seems okay, but we always do that in winter time. So when summer's here, maybe we'll just combine it there, but right now you never know. So let's head out. All right, we just arrived and we're about to do the installation. I don't know if we're gonna do the hours first or the big ones, but it seems that they have this, but it's from the inside. So they're gonna remove this. We're gonna clean the surface with some rapid tag. And yeah, we're gonna start doing the installation now. All right, now Nacho's gonna start cleaning the surface with rapid tag. The same one we use when we layer colors, but we use it to purify the surface too. You don't have to add too much because it is glass, and of course it is nice right now, but it's not hot enough. So you just wanna do enough to clean.
all right, we're gonna start with the door, since usually it's like we don't want to be in people's way, and this is where we want it, about this height. I'm gonna use a flat surface. This will be perfect to measure it, and we're gonna align it and take the measurements to make sure that we do it, apply it where it should be. Yep.
And we're gonna use the top line with that.
Yeah.
So that's how we're gonna center it.
And the fact that we combined the layers of vinyl before, it's gonna make it a lot easier. So let's get started with taking the measurements and stuff. All right, guys, this is perfect. Now we're going to, the way we're gonna apply it, we're gonna do from the center to the bottom. We're gonna get rid of the backing paper. Remember, the only thing that stays is the vinyl. We're gonna use our cutting knife. I'm gonna start from here. I'm just gonna get rid of that. And then I'm going to use the same method that we've been using. We cleaned the surface before. It looks a little dirty, but it's from the inside, okay? Always make sure that you do that you clean your surface. And I'm going to lock it from here. Then I can start going to the sides like this. I think it's a lot easier when we do it like this. We've got better results when we apply it like this.
And this is actually the third of the year of this type of signs, vinyl signs for like doors, and it is a very good way for you to start practicing before moving to cars if you're not have done that before. It's a good way to start, but let me show you. This will happen sometimes, but don't panic. Just pick it with the weeder, and sometimes we gotta add rapid tag if we have to, but it'll be fixed.
It'll be fine.
All right, see that? It's fixed that quick. Now we can focus on the top part. All right, now Saul's gonna remove the paper and do the top part.
If we can get it.
I mean, that's why we use the AT75, because it makes it easier. We don't have to struggle like we used to when we started. We have mentioned this, I think, many times, that when we started the business, we used to use the AT60, and it was a pain because it will take a lot to remove it from the paper. But yeah, looks good.
Yep, now it's time to remove the transfer.
And always do it slow. Remember, it's a high tag. All right, now after we finish applying the door, the logo, and the phone number, now we're gonna do the bigger windows, and Nacho is cleaning the surface now.
For this, the schedule of the hours, we're gonna do two different sections. Our vinyl cutter only cuts about 23, less than 24, and that was the maximum. The thing that we had to do, or we're gonna use our alignments. This is the rectangles are alignments, and you see, we'll just have to align them, and they'll be perfect. They'll be straight. That's all we gotta do. That's the reason we use those alignments, and we already measured. It's exactly where it's supposed to be now. So now it's time to start applying it, and we're gonna do in different sections to make it easier.
And yeah, nothing stop us. We don't have we might not have a big cutting plotter, but we find ways. All right, now he's cutting into sections. We're gonna use the cutting knife and just cut that side because it's too big to do a whole thing. So I don't know which side he's gonna do, but
we're gonna do this first.
Yeah, he's gonna do that side first and use the cutting knife.
If you guys can see, I used a huge piece of tape on the top part of the decal, so it does not move around. Okay? Yeah, I think that's fine. This one is it's not completely free, but it shouldn't be a big deal. All right, guys. So most of the time we like to try different methods. Some of them are good, some of them end up making it a little bit harder, and that's the reason we did it like this. Don't be afraid to try different methods. Like I said, some of them work, some of them may not, but you never know. So you just gotta give it a try, and this one's working out so far. And it's not the only way to apply the decals. You could do different ways, but I guess we went for this method.
It depends. If it's too windy, you will know when to use a heck lot of tape. But right now it's not that bad, so we're doing it this way. I guess it will have to do with the situation, I guess. But right now everything looks good.
Okay, now I'm going to do it this way. Again, we tried a different method, and so far it's good. No problems. I'm going to do this by myself, and it's going to be a lot easier. And Luis mentioned earlier, it's not too windy. I don't have to worry about the wind.
And don't think that Saul has grown. He's still short guy, so he's just climbing the ladder.
I'm wearing boots.
All right, now Nacho's gonna expose the alignments. We have done this before. We have an episode, I believe, where we used the Cameo 4 and did that too. We always use the alignments when we had to make a big decal with a small cutting plotter. But yeah. All right, now it is time to combine or align our design. Saul is gonna do one side first, and then Nacho is gonna do his side. Make sure it is as perfect as you can. And there you go. Now we can put some tape and start applying. I believe we're gonna do it in sections.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. I'm just gonna use tapes and cut it from here, and probably 3 different sections.
And yeah, there you go. He divided it, and now he's gonna focus on that side. We're gonna keep doing that as we advance until we finish. I'm gonna help him here. Again, it's not that windy, but it's always to have extra help if you can have it. All right, Nacho is removing the last part and it's complete. Now we can get rid of the alignments. We don't need them no more. And pretty much we're gonna do the same thing on the other windows. I'll show you guys the end result because I don't wanna make it too long. But Saul is gonna remove, just get a weeder, and he barely touched the surface. For those people that ask if it will scratch the surface, we barely touched it, and that's how simple it is. Just do it as soon as possible, because the sooner you do it, remove them after you're done using them, the less adhesive will be, or residue will be left. But yeah, we're gonna work on the rest and I'll show you the end result. And there it is, my friends. This is it, the last part. Nacho just finished. He has earned his salary and his beers for later. Of course, we're gonna walk in and get some cerveza. I'm just kidding, we're not. We're heading back home and keep working. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much, we did the same thing on this big decals. We just divided into sections with the cutting knife, do the bottom, and then focus on the top part. And this is it. It's pretty much everything that you see here was all made with the Graphtec CE 6060. And as we mentioned, we cannot make this big decals with that cutting plotter, but we did add the alignments in order for us to make them this big. So yeah, we really appreciate it, guys. And another thing I want to mention, this is why you see the truck right there. As I mentioned in the intro, this is why you got to keep your customers happy, because they'll come back and eventually they will spend money on your business.
Our marketing strategy is, whenever you do a project, take clear pictures of that project, so whenever you make a post or a sales post, people get an idea of what services you provide. Be consistent on your post on social media, even though sometimes you get leads and sometimes you don't. Print yourself some business cards of the services and contact info and put them on the product that you sell online, like eBay, so they have a way to contact you directly and you don't have to pay any more fees for them to provide you with services on selling your product. Well, thank you for staying with us until the end, and please consider giving us a like and subscribe if you are new to our channel. We also want to thank all the VIP members who are funding our content. We thank you for making this possible. If you'd like to join, just go below on this video and click where it says join, so you can watch special content and behind the scenes. Thank you.